What is happening? And welcome to another Photography Talk episode. And friends, well, as the title probably gave it away, we are now officially cracking open our first metal print review of 2022. Now, if this is your first video of this nature that you're watching here, let me get you up to speed as far as what we're doing and why we do it to start with. Now, it all started about 4 years ago. We started doing the canvas print reviews. Then we added the metal print reviews the following year. And the whole premise behind these here is, look, if you go to Google and you type in best metal print or best canvas print, whatever the heck it may be, you're going to find websites out there that are basically giving you a list format of what they call the best metal prints, what they think are the best metal prints. The only downside is, well, you'll see that they're just regurgitating photos from the website that created the print itself. Well, they didn't get a print. But all they're doing is they're just putting together a list format of companies that they pulled out of some affiliate program, and they've never even touched the print from the company. They never compared a print from the company, but yet they're telling you, hey, so-and-so is the best metal print, so-and-so is the best canvas print, so-and-so is, whatever. And they've never even touched it. So what we are doing right here is our answer to get you sound information to make educated decisions on whether or not, if you buy a print or if you want to buy a print from that particular company, what you can expect that your dollar is going to get you. And the reason why this is also very important as well, many of you are drop shipping prints to your clients and so forth based upon what you may read on these lists and so forth. So we want to make sure you're taking the best foot forward. And anyway, so in a moment, what we're going to do here is we're going to crack open the first print here of this season. Now, I'm going to break down everything from packaging to the color to the frame, literally A to Z. I'm going to be as vocal as I can. Now, you may agree with everything I say, you may not. But again, at the end of the day, if you decide to spend your hard-earned money on a print from that particular company, you know exactly what you're going to get. Now, as always, friends, look, we put these videos together to help you make educated decisions on, in this case, what metal print, or if you want to order a metal print for this particular company. In a moment, we'll find out who the heck this is from. But where I'm leading with this is if you find some value with this, friend, I would greatly appreciate it if you crush that like button down below. It really does help with the whole YouTube algorithm. That said, my friends, pull up a seat in. Let's go. Okay, let's grab, which I probably should have done it ahead of time here. Let's grab our trusty, here we go. Trusty knife. We'll crack this thing open. Okay, move my computer over there so I don't whack that. This print is coming from Whitewall. Okay, this is Germany. And bam. Okay, you have that big fragile sticker there. This thing's packaged really well. But then again, it needs to, because again, it's coming a little bit farther than most of the companies on our list here. And I like Whitewall. Whitewall is a pretty cool company. Off the top of my head, I can't recall how they did last year, and they usually always do pretty good. I have some prints in my home from these guys. Okay, I'm going to crack this around so you can see. Okay, so this is how this is packaged. As we saw a moment ago, it has all these straps going around. That's going to keep the box nice and snug. And you can see it's almost a... You have the plastic, or the foam rather, which is going to make a mess in my office if I disturb these much. So I'm going to take those out, put the prints here, and as you can see, you have it's a pretty decent grade cardboard that this thing is wrapped around. You have the styrofoam that is kind of nestling the print inside there, and then of course, as you saw a moment ago, all of these keeping that package nice and tight. Okay, I'm going to put these right there. All right. We have my receipt. Let's see, what else do they give here? And then they give an entire document on wall instructions or care instructions and so forth. And it looks like it's written in 3 languages. So German and French and English. Very nice of them. All right, now let's take a look at how this thing is really packaged up itself. Now, in all the videos, you'll notice that I take special care to pointing out how things are shipped. The reason why that's super important is as a print is making its way from, in this case, Germany, all the way over to your place, that thing is potentially shimming around. It's being thrown, kicked all over the place from... Who are they using? They are using... FedEx. So, in this case, FedEx is drop kicking this all the way from Germany. So the better that this is protected and so forth, it's going to ensure that this thing makes it in one piece and unharmed over to where it's going. But off the get-go here, this looks really fantastic. You have a bubble wrap going all the way around. Okay. So, and we can see right off the get-go, we have these corner protectors on this, which is a nice touch. Oh, dang, this actually looks pretty good. Boom. And you'll recognize I'm utilizing the same photo that we did for the Metal Print Shootout. Again, this is not an image that I personally took myself. This was a licensed image. So there's a variety of reasons why I used this image this year. First off, we have a lot of dark blues. We have just a lot of areas with the water droplets and so forth that you can, basically it's a good indicator of how sharp or how well the print is. And then of course, looking for banding issues inside the larger dark colors. But one thing I can tell you right off the get-go, I really love these little corner pieces. Man, I wonder how they get those in. They're so nice and neat. So Whitewall, they've again, I have a handful of prints in my home from these guys. One of my favorite prints is actually of my son, which I'll put it on the screen here. When he was 2 weeks old, this is a black and white, and as you can tell from the ink on the arm there, that's me holding him. Hands down, one of my favorite photos. It's hanging in my room, and yeah, I love that shot. But let's shift gears and talk about the print. This is quite interesting. Okay, so off the get-go, and what I'm looking for here is any sort of blemishes that might be in the print itself. So far, the colors look pretty good. I almost feel there's just a slight saturation right, especially right in these areas. The difference between the shadow that you see there, I'm sorry, the green of the leaf into here, it just, well, I mean, it's the entire print just feels just a tad bit. I'm wondering if they're bumping up the saturation a little bit. I mean, it looks good, but again, I'm here to point out literally A to Z with this here. And unlike a canvas print, there's really no corners. So what I'm looking for here is just seeing how the edges are. One of the items that I always enjoyed with Whitewall, and it's just one of those feel good visuals that you see, and I'm almost certain I pointed this out last year. I always like that Whitewall seal of quality, and you have this kind of reflective material that says made in Germany, which I'm going to show anyways, but I'm wondering whether or not you'll see that hologram, not hologram, whatever the hell that is called, the reflective, that material there, that when you spin it just right, you can see that Whitewall quality, made in Germany, 5-year guarantee. I always like that. And then you have a little note here from Alexander. I'm not going to even try to pronounce his last name, but the founder and CEO of Whitewall, which is a nice touch as well. So, reviewing over the back of this here, you have a nice white finish. The frame is nice, and you have these little felty little nubs here, which is nice because when it goes onto, I know, and I'm doing this on my acrylic here, but I know these felt pieces here are not going to scratch anything. But the point, you can hear that. So there's nothing hard actually hitting the wall itself. Their mounting brackets for how you hang this is really nice as well. Now, let me just look at something here quick. Okay, so just as I thought there, this seems to be almost hanging down just ever so slightly, and it is. So the bottom one, which is really irrelevant because you're going to be hanging this up from the top. And actually, let me see what the top is. It is down a heavy 16th on one end. And actually, it's the same on the top, so it's a 16th of an inch off. On this side is up. Oops, just realized what finger I was holding up. Okay, this side is up a 16th. This is down. This is down a 16th, and this is up. And so, it's slightly out of whack there. But, and is this a, let's see here. Oh, I just noticed something here. They have this coating in here. That was really stuck on there quite good. Okay. Man, that is really on there. Okay. That actually punched up the colors a little bit, but you know what I have to say? The finish with that on there, and just realizing it gave it kind of a satin feel to it. Now underneath it you have this, it's not as, it almost, you're seeing so much of the reflection of the light in there. You have a bit of, it's not as glass of a finish as I'd like to see. But the colors do pop a little bit more. But with that pop also comes, yeah, you know, it looks good, but I just don't like that pitted finish versus the, not the pitted, but it doesn't have that glass where you can fall into colors. But I mean, overall, it doesn't look bad. Okay, let's take a look at the scorecard for Whitewall. All right, friends, there you go. That is it for the 2022 Whitewall metal print review. Now, it's that time of the video where No, actually, it's not that time of the video. What I will say this here, this is the first metal print that we're doing this, video that we're doing for this season. Now, the goal is I'm going to try to crank out one of these per week, and then ultimately we'll have one additional one at the end, which will crown the winner for 2022. Now, at any given point, you want to see some of the other companies that we reviewed for this season, I'm going to put a link in the description down below. And then, of course, when we ultimately do have the winner announced, we'll have a link down below as well. So we'll be updating all the videos along the way as well, so you can keep tabs of those. Now it's time for me to ask you to do all that YouTube stuff. So if you haven't considered hitting the like button, the subscribe button, so you don't miss a single video of the metal print reviews. And that's upside down. That should have been this way, but it worked. Anyways, hit that bell so that YouTube does its whole notification thing every time we come out with a new video. That said, friends, I'm going to be shutting off the camera, so you get out there, stay healthy, and take your best shot.